president made it clear to Harvard, follow federal law, no longer break Title VI, which was passed by Congress to ensure no student can be discriminated against on the basis of race, and you will receive federal funding.
An apology. That's what White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt says President Trump wants from Harvard. Well, the administration froze more than $2 billion in federal funding to the university after it rejected the president's demands. Well, Harvard is ready to take legal action, and some are concerned on how this will impact faculty and students. Jericho Tran joining us live from Cambridge with what she is learning tonight. Jericho.
Well, Priscilla, faculty and students say some of those impacts would include limiting free speech and cutting funding for scientific research. Listen, $2 billion is a lot of money, but it's also an amount that taxpayers I spoke with say could be put to better use outside of the university.
When you put that in context of how much their endowment is, it represents less than a 5% hit.
Harvard's total endowment for 2024 totaled $53.2 billion, the largest university endowment in the world.
It represents about the same amount the state budget spends every year for running the state of Massachusetts.
Taxpayers say that money could go to better use.
That money could be used in the states for, state projects, and important, tangible things that, a lot of taxpayers can benefit, not just kind of the world's elite.
Along with threatening to revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status, the Trump administration froze $2.2 billion in grants, citing concerns over anti-Semitism on campus.
The federal government is using allegations of anti-Semitism as a pretext to go after a university that it perceives as inconsistent with its political support.
The university refused to comply with the list of demands from the administration, calling for Harvard to abandon DEI and abolish pro-Palestinian student groups.
Well, let me say I applaud Harvard University for not giving in to the bullying.
But students say the university has not done enough to protect free speech.
It was tough to see people celebrating Harvard standing up for free speech when all that I have seen for 18 months is Harvard cracking down on free speech.
With legal experts saying free speech is exactly what will serve as a basis for Harvard's case against the federal government.
This is not merely about the pretextual claim that Harvard is engaged in anti-Semitism, but is much more about the federal government's efforts to control free speech and free inquiry at a private university.
We know that Harvard has hired two prominent attorneys to represent them against the Trump administration, a former senior Justice Department official and a former White House attorney. In Cambridge, Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.